Greetings! Baldur's Gate 3 is undoubtedly one of the best games of 2023, but sometimes players express their dissatisfaction with certain aspects and point out certain shortcomings of the development team. After all, nothing is perfect, and something might not appeal to someone. For instance, some player might find the limit number of unique and powerful equipment items lacking. The character customization system might seem shallow to some, but fortunately, in our world, there are enthusiasts willing to spend their time and offer various modifications to diversify the gameplay experience. Players often install mods to enhance their in-game alter ego and make it look as best as possible. So let's start with the mods dedicated to character appearance customization. The Dove's Hair Salon modification adds a vast array of new hairstyles to the game, primarily for humans, elves, half-elves, drow and tieflings. This mod doesn't change the vanilla hairstyles and only works with the player character, leaving NPCs untouched. The author notes that there might be some issues with headgear compatibility, but the mod is adapted for the release version of the game. Another essential aspect is new faces. The new character creation presets mode introduces new faces for player characters, addressing a shortcoming by Larian Studio where the ability to change facial parameters was absent. Similar to the hairstyle mode, new character creation presets is not compatible with NPCs and still is under active development, so there might be some imperfections, but it should work fine with the release version. For players craving more variety in equipment items, there's the Basket Full of Equipment mode. It adds 700 new items for the safe version and over 800 for the uncensored version of Baldur's Gate 3. All items have unique visual appearances, but their statistics are the same, meaning a close rope will only differ from heavy armor visually. It's recommended to also use the Visible Shields mode, which allows shields to be visible on characters. Fans of powerful and unbalanced artifacts will certainly appreciate the Legendary Items mode. This mode expands the assortment of unique gear, offering items like Dragon Blade, dealing fire damage and making the wielder immune to fire elemental effects, a venomous Drow Blade capable of poisoning enemies, a staff that can put foes to sleep, and much more. Regardless of your chosen class in Baldur's Gate 3, this mode definitely delights you with some cool artifacts. Speaking of Drow, if you are unhappy with their power level in the game, the Drow Unleashed mode will address this issue. Now Dark Elves will be able to showcase their true might, instilling fear in opponents. It might seem a bit overpowered, but I believe Drows deserve a little bonus for their exile. Lovers of racial diversity will certainly appreciate the Fantastical Multiverse mode, which introduces 47 new races to the game. Players can now play as an Astral Elf, an Aasimar, and even characters from the Final Fantasy XIV universe. Exotic options like Fishfolk, Loketha, and Minotaurs are also available, catering to those who seek something unusual. The TC Multiclass Unlocker mode enables the creation of versatile heroes with advantages from multiple classes, making it possible to play at a lower difficulty level, which, as a reminder, is not available in the original Baldur's Gate 3. And the Choose Your Stats mode, which fits seamlessly here, provides the ability to use a special potion to modify character attributes and create the desired build or correct mistakes in character progression. In general, it's a very convenient tool. If you've always wanted to explore the world of Baldur's Gate 3 while leading not just a small party of 4 characters, but a squad of, let's say, 10 adventurers, then you should pay attention to the party limit Begone modification. With this mod, players can expand their party to include up to 16 characters in single-player mode and invite an additional 7 friends in the multiplayer, provided you have those 7 friends, though finding that many companions can sometimes be a challenge. The mod seems to believe that you can get them all to play. Quite the optimist it seems. Modifications allow players not only to diversify the gameplay or enhance the game's visual elements, but also to engage in some legal cheating. For instance, the 1 XP to level mode lets you reach the maximum level in the first few minutes of the game, by requiring just 1 unit of experience to level up. Carry weight tweaks solve the perpetual headache of inventory weight, increasing it to astronomical levels, while the Gold Zero Weight mode fixes the unfairness of gold coins weighing you down. And no inspiration cost helps you to deal with randomness, by providing free dice rerolls. However, the real deal in terms of cheating is the GodHeroRing mode, which makes your character immune to damage, allows you to one-shot enemies and even cast spells without any restrictions. It removes fall damage and helps you win dice rolls. Interestingly, this mode is incompatible with the release version of the game. Perhaps that's for the best, but the developers promises to fix it soon. Our list could have been much more extensive, but unfortunately the modding community for Baldur's Gate 3 hasn't fully recovered for its gaming stupor yet, and hasn't quite finished refining their creations to make them compatible with the release version of the game. We won't judge them for it, as we understand how incredibly difficult it can be to tear yourself away from something you are really enjoying. And as you probably understand, it's hard not to enjoy Baldur's Gate 3. It's worth noting that a modified version of the game might not necessarily provide an entirely new experience, but it will certainly diversify and tailor it to your preferences as a player. I strongly recommend trying out the aforementioned modes. If your gaming soul demands it, the links to the modes will be in the description of this video. And don't forget the usual routine: like or dislike this video, share it with your friends, leave your comments, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Take care!